I absolutely believe that the heart behind traditional country is going to make a resurgence. To me, I have no doubt about it. If bell bottoms could make a comeback 50 years later, traditional, which has a bigger following than bell bottoms did for 40 years, that's going to make its resurgence. That's a good word for it. So, all right. Folks, you saw the title. This happens to be the second Brent Cobb reaction I've done. I thought I'd done a couple more. I don't know if maybe I did one a couple years back and it got blocked or something like that. But in any case, welcome to the channel. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. We're keeping non-pop country music alive. Could be traditional, folk, western, what have you. But we're keeping it alive because it's going to make a bigger comeback. Because at some point, and there's some benefits to Nashville country. I get it. So it could be the halfway house between like whatever people are into. Maybe it's rock or rap or whatever, and they hear Nashville country and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then they get acclimated to some of the elements of country music and then make the step into traditional or western or folk or Texas red dirt, what have you. Anyway, that's what we're doing here. We're keeping this going. I'm doing When Country Came Back. Oh, perfect fitting introduction. When Country Came Back to Town. Oh, this could be good. I wonder if this is like a Murder on Music Row type theme, except the other side of it where it comes on back. And it was requested by T-Man. So T-Man, thank you for the request, my friend. Let's see what Brent's got for us. Oh, it's a video. Hopefully it's not blocked.
Y'all gather around now.
When Country Came Back to Town.
I got a story I want to tell you. I was there when Shooter Jenny rewound a sound like a cassette. I watched Jamie Johnson cut You Can't Cash My Checks. Back then, Ratty Jason Cope was running Shine Sunset to Vine, picking songs with Leroy Powell, making redneckisms rhyme. I guess now everyone knows Cousin Dave, that he's been around a while, proving simple truths in music. They just don't go out of style. It's hard to tell that when you're in it, sometimes a moment's too profound. But if I had to bet my money, that's when country came back to town.
That's his hats as Mel Tillis.
Right after that, I moved to Nashville. Most of the Broadway stars wanted to be Cody Cannon, Ryan Bingham, or Hayes Carr. They seemed too cautious to commit, so they surrendered to the game. But nobody sang like Brandy Carlisle, wrote like Nicky Lane. But you couldn't deny that it was lost, or how it would be found. But when Sturgill climbed high top mountain, country came back to town.
This is very well done.
Beyond the pickups and the back roads, you could almost hear it play, though it was softer than a whisper through the pines. Some say it never left, some say that it got saved, some say like everything it changes over time. Well, all I know for certain is I'm glad I was around when country came back to town. Oh, when country came back to town.
I had this. Somebody got a family member I got upset with me because my sisters have got into country some years ago, right? But not traditional. It's Nashville country. And I got into Nashville country before they did. But then when I started the channel, I then made the jump over to traditional by virtue of you folks requesting traditional country. And then I just fell in love with it immediately. So I remember having a discussion with my older sister, and she got mad at me. I was like, nah, I wasn't even making an aggressive point because I don't make my points aggressively. But she was talking about different artists. I was like, yeah, I'm not so much into them because it's more, national pop country. I'm more into the traditional. And she got mad. that's just your opinion or something. I'm like, no, it's generally pretty well known that traditional country is very different than Nashville country. It's no different than old hip hop being different than gangster rap. And if you like gangster rap, fine. There's, that's your thing. But there is a difference between the way hip hop or rap started with Curtis Blow and the Fat Boys and guys like that, and what's out there now. Same thing with country music. Traditional country is very different than, the repeat drum loop tracks that come out of Nashville in a big way. And I love that he's singing about it.
As a divide grew even greater between commerce and art, folks like Miranda Lambert kept the beat inside its heart. Right along with Chris and Morgan, Casey Musgraves too. What took the world so long to catch it? For us was nothing new. Out of time the torch was passed and the hatchet was laid down. Music Row had nearly burned to ash when country came back to town.
He's singing this really well too.
Beyond the pickups and the back roads, you could almost hear it play. It was softer than a whisper through the pines. Some say it never left, some say that it got saved. Some say like everything, it changes over time. Well, all I know for certain is I'm glad I was around when country came back to town. Oh, when country came back to town.
Grandpa's getting tired. Grandpa Brett.
Now here we are 18 years later with a list a mile long with names like Childers, Jinx, Price, and Whitey, Hood, Shook, Cook, Cawthon, and Combs. Lord knows it's hard to name them all. Hell, right off the top of my head is Belle-Edith, Patton, Moon Pie, Turnpike, Coulter, and Crockett. Now I won't be stopping, no name dropping till history books echo the sound of all the folks who saddled up and drove country back to town. Oh, back to town.
Picture book in the end. Oh, that's classic. Whoever came up with the concept for that deserves a special award. Maybe they already got one. I don't know. But this was the song itself. I love, and I've said this many times, because I like getting along with people. I like seeing people get along with people. I like seeing people admire other people for things that are admirable. This kind of thing, instead of shit talking or whatever, or just So in country music, the homage that's paid to the forerunners, to other artists, even your own contemporaries. I love that, where respect is just there. It's like, yeah, all right, at the CMAs, I might be getting this award, but I'd like to give a shout out to the other folks because you're amazing. There isn't that animosity. At least it's not expressed, and I don't even think it's there. Maybe you have an exception here and there, or a bad moment, or what have you, but for the most part, that respect, I absolutely love that. And Brent sang this. He stayed in the pocket so well here. There was nothing preachy about this. There was nothing dramatic about this. And the person who came up with the idea for the song and the video to go along with it, to get the book made and have Brett sit there like with the gray hair and all this stuff, talking to his grandchildren type deal. was just really well done, but the instrumentation as well. There was something about it. And I was trying to I realized early on that there's something about this instrumentation that I can't identify. And so as the song's progressing, I'm trying to identify what is it that is working completely for me about the instrumentation. And I still can't quite identify it. I mean, and it wasn't just that it was like a good blend between contemporary and even like red dirt and traditional feel. There's nothing pop about it. It wasn't overly rock. It certainly was a country theme. I mean, the lyrics made sure of that. But as far as the lyrics go, of course, the artist that he mentioned in there, I think I've reacted to Nikki. I don't know if I reacted to Nikki. Was it Nikki Lane? Nikkilane, I think. But others like Casey Musgraves, he mentioned Chris and Morgaine, Stapletons, and Sturgill, Simpson he brought in, like didn't even mention their full names, just blew out their first names. And you're like, yeah, you know who they're talking about. It's like when someone says Merle or Hank, or somebody just says like Hank Sr., you know what you don't even have to say Hank Sr., you just say Senior. You know what you're talking about right there. It's like in rock, if I said, I grew up as a Zepp fan, you'd know what I was talking about, Led Zeppelin. I'm surprised maybe somebody else has requested this. I don't know, but man, all right, I'm going to rate that. That was shot very well, too. I mean, it was clear. The sound was very crisp. So I'm guessing this is a reasonably recent release. I don't know if it was this year. But it was everything about it. Maybe that's what I was trying to locate, was everything about it was crisp. And nothing about it was overdone. And I loved being able to lean in. I didn't feel preached at. I didn't feel sold to. I just felt good. All right, I'm going to rate this song. Yeah, all right. This may or may not shock you. That to me is a 10. And that's what I'm going with. The heart behind it, the thought behind it, the fact that Brett had to agree to it, because I don't know if he liked the idea when the producer or director came to him and said, we're going to put you in a gray, you're going to be old and we're going to shoot it in your living room or someone's living room. And we're just going to be reading to the two kids. And I don't know if those are his two kids. My guess is it would be his two kids, but because why not? Conscripted labor, they're going to love being in a video, and you can just tell them you're in a video. But they'd probably love it, because what kid wouldn't, but for the most part. So, T-Man, thank you for that, my friend. Didn't you used to be like T-Man 83 or something like that? Or you had numbers after it, but maybe you changed it. But anyway, all right, guys. That's a 10. The heart behind it, bring it on back. That's my whole on the channel here. Bring the traditional sense on back. There is an appetite for it. And even though Nashville has got the pop stuff going out there, I absolutely believe that the heart behind traditional country is going to make a resurgence. To me, I have no doubt about it. If Bell Bottoms could make a comeback 50 years later, traditional, which has a bigger following than Bell Bottoms did for 40 years, that's going to make its resurgence. That's a good word for it. So, all right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video, and absolutely keep rocking the country.